Look at your hair. You need your hat, man.
You know, we're recording right now, so.
So, what did I say? What's wrong with that?
You're messing with my hair.
My hair is kind of crazy, too.
We're going to pause recording. Hey, Lori.
Hola.
There's Karen. I know because I just talked to her. Hey!
Oh, it's our Diamond!
We get both the Kosmalskis. I'm going to unmute you. Relax, I got you.
They're all fancy. I just told Phil, look at this hair. I was like, baby, you need a hat because we're already recording. It's too late for a hat. How are y'all?
Hey.
Great, how are you?
We're good. We're so excited.
Oh,
Why they're excited?
No, I have no idea why they're excited.
Because Philly smacked those Cowboys.
yeah, that's
about that.
true.
Yeah.
Ouch.
We're not Cowboys fans.
That's
so it's
right.
okay.
We are. So we don't
Okay,
care. See, you left us for a reason.
it was really bad officiating. Both ways, though. Both ways. Just bad. Not a fun game.
Look, they look so good.
They do.
And
We're
Alex-
kind of looking rough. Yeah, look at how cute. That's like picture perfect. We're very much.
You look athletic. Very athletic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're looking thin there, Phil.
I didn't even know who that was. I thought it was Phil's brother or something.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's not even under the table, right? Looking up.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Hey guys, how are you? All right. Before we're gonna have too much fun. There's everyone's here. So welcome everyone.
Well,
People are joining.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay, go.
Good.
yeah, go. All right. So
We're a little off today. We're not normally this bad. Our team they're laughing at us because they know that we kind of are actually. We're a little worse than usual today.
We got special guests, as you can tell. This is Amy and Rick Kosmalski, otherwise known as the Delaware Mangoes. We like to call them. They're superstars. They've got two beautiful kids.
Yes, we love them. We might steal them.
Yes, Kayla and Logan. And are they coming to Kona this year?
I don't know. I don't know if they will or not.
Okay. All right. We got to talk offline about that. We'll have to talk offline. But anyhow, we are really excited that they decided to join our call. We invited them out because they are superstars. And we just wanted to give them the floor to share with our team and inspire you all here on a Monday night. Erica, thanks for doing your lipstick. That's great. Love looking at your lip gloss. That's wonderful.
Wait, I need some too. Can you pass them across?
Yeah. There we go. But Amy is a Diamond Ambassador, and Rick is right behind her as a
Not Diamond.
He's a diamond in qualification.
Yeah, I am in qualification.
Yes.
What we really love about the Kosmalskis is we also are a great team. They work strategically together in terms of sport. Amy basically does all the work, and Rick carries the bags. So it works. It works.
Pretty much.
Selfie stick.
He does carry the selfie
There's
stick.
selfie stick.
He does carry the selfie stick. Yeah.
So without further ado, we want to turn it over and thank you all for being here and let you all have the floor.
Oh, thank you so much. I love being on this call with you guys. First, I just want to tell your team what amazing leaders you guys have. Seriously. I mean, the Mangoes are like,
Fantastic.
the Mangoes are amazing as it gets.
Awesome.
You know, for those of you that don't know our story, like they just said, we have 2 kids, 1 more on the way, but our oldest, Kayla, has Down syndrome, and she's 9, and we brought both of our kids to Maui this year. And let me tell you, Phil and Jen were so genuine with Kayla and would just like take time out of their day and have real conversations with Kayla, who asks like 3,000 questions until she gets the whole story. Am I right? You know I'm right.
Oh, it was awesome.
Oh, we love it.
It's like a full
We had a
interview.
fun time.
It's like a full interview all the time.
Yes.
I know she likes you.
Yeah. But seriously, guys, like for them to take that kind of time with someone's kid, you know, when they're on vacation, that just shows me what kind of dedication they are, you know, they have to their team. And you guys are so, so lucky to have them as your leaders. So I just wanted to start off with that.
I will send the check. Thank you.
Little Mango Love. That's right. You have my address, right?
Yeah.
Make sure we have
1600 Pennsylvania, something. I think.
Yeah. That'll work. But as I said, my name is Amy Kosmalski, and that's my husband Rick. And We are from Delaware, and I'm the first Diamond Ambassador in Delaware, first ambassador actually in Delaware. And so I started with Plexus. I started my journey October of 2013. And I had quite a fast journey. Actually, I went Fast Start Gold that month, actually only because I was challenged and dared that I couldn't do it. So, I had to prove people wrong. But that's really the only reason I did it, because I really didn't want this business. I had no interest in it. We had 2 kids and I had 2 other businesses. So I really had no interest in starting a business. All I wanted was to get our products to get us healthier, cheaper. And so what started happening was people were asking questions and how do I get the products? And so
they were working.
Yeah. Products were.
Yep. I lost 4 pounds over the weekend, drinking beer, not changing what I was eating.
Isn't that awesome?
That's a true story. Isn't that disgusting? Men are just gross.
So not fair.
No, it's so not fair.
Works.
So as soon as people were seeing what he was doing, they're like, what are you doing?
Find a guy and use him as your example.
That is true. That is true.
Look at Philly, shrinking away enough.
Yeah.
That is true. But yeah, I went Fast Start Gold. Then I pretty much ranked up every month until the little gap between Senior, Ruby, and Emerald. That Emerald hit at 7 months, I think, and then Sapphire at a year, and Diamond at 19 months. And, I tell you all this, not to compare your journey to mine, or that, that I'm any greater or, less than anybody else, but just to tell you the story and the journey. And, I can tell you when I hit dips and pitfalls along my journey, it was because I was looking at myself and I was saying, gosh, I'm not as good as so-and-so because they did it in X amount of time. And so as soon as my mental mindset got focused on how I wasn't as good or how I wasn't going as fast, that's when I kind of came to like little halts along the way. And, it may not seem like a halt to a lot of you, but it was for me because I was on such a momentum roll. And literally the minute that you start placing that self-doubt is the minute that your business will slow down. So that's something that I quickly realized was able to.
Really close to
nodding.
We don't
smile and nod.
We're very close together. Right
smile and nod. Yeah, we don't close. This is really weird, people.
So, Amy, what was thinking about your journey? Obviously, you did it pretty quick, like you said. But what were some of the things that your big takeaways? Some things that you hold true as core values that help you get where you've got.
I would say for me, there are several things. The first thing for me is attitude, and it's attitude in everything. It's everything that you do. You don't realize how often in your day you're walking around consumed with something else going on in your mind, and maybe you're on your phone and you're just and you're not attracting anyone to you. And so really focusing on smiling, being just out there in the community, and just putting on a happy face regardless of what's going on in your life. I know sometimes it seems hard, but putting on a happy face and smiling and saying hi to people. Also attitude on how you're posting on Facebook. That has been huge, I mean, and I say it all the time to my team. I have religious views, I have political views, I have gun violence views, but I'm sure not going to share them on my Facebook wall. Why? Because the next person that is potentially thinking about being on my team, if they're the opposite of whatever my beliefs are, they're going to run the opposite direction, And so I really just try to keep my wall to my family, what's going on with my kids, what's going on with us, our Plexus travels, and then of course anything Plexus that I'm sharing. So for me, that's been the number one key thing is energy, enthusiasm, attitude. That's the key, my opinion. I would say beyond that, it is personal growth and development. I'm really big on plugging in. You guys are on this call. This is huge. Anytime you have the opportunity to hear from people, to learn from people, different styles. I always tell my team, I'm a blue personality for any of you that have read the Big Al 4 Colors book. And and my personality may really turn off a yellow. So I tell them, if my personality is not where it's at for you, look elsewhere. Look to another diamond or sapphire or emerald, or look outside of Plexus and find somebody that you want to duplicate or emulate and be like, and just follow that style. Because often we get so wrapped up in, I have to follow my leader. And, it's just really not the case. There are so many great people in this business that you can. And then I think consistency. Not, you were going to say it? Yeah, he was going to say it.
Yeah, that was Rick's contribution.
Yeah, that was his part. Took it right out of his mouth. But consistency, not only in taking your products every day, obviously, because we want to be a product of the product, but also consistency in how you are sharing Plexus and how you are going about your day. You can work your business part-time, but you cannot work it sometime. And, that's really key, is to set aside time. And this was really hard for me because I used to be organized before kids, didn't I?
You still are.
Crickets.
You're perfect.
Good answer. But, along the way with having kids, a lot of times we lose our focus and our organization because, the house is a mess and you've got, so much more laundry to do and this and that. Mm-hmm. So I really try to focus on creating my DMO, my daily method of operation, every single night. Why? Number one, it's important to get it off my brain tonight, what I need to get done tomorrow. Because does anybody else have like the checklists all over the house? I don't do that, do I? Yeah. He's like, why don't you use your phone for that? I'm like,
no phone. Paper.
He's like, just tell Siri to remind you. I'm like, no, I can't. I need a list. I need to visualize. But, a lot of times we get through our day and then we're like, oh, gosh, we didn't get to this, this, and this. Get it out of your brain, get it on tomorrow's list of things to do, and move on. Being consistent in that is really going to help your business. And then when you are creating your DMO, working on, prioritizing what you're going to do in the morning. Because how many people roll over, they get out of bed, and they grab their phone, and they start scrolling through Facebook. Oh, look, so-and-so just got a puppy. Oh, my gosh, that's so cute. Right? You've now wasted like 10 minutes of your day just scrolling. And I'm not saying not to scroll on Facebook, but do it after all your other stuff is done. But not just scroll. I want you making sure that you're being purposeful and you're commenting on what a cute puppy it is, or, oh, my gosh, whatever it may be. But really being consistent in that. Another thing that I really do, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm friends with, I don't know how many Plexus ambassadors, that I feel like that's what fills up my newsfeed. So I actually purposefully every day go and look in my friends list for people that I haven't heard from or seen in a while. And I seek them out. I go to their page. Why am I doing that? I want to like what's happening. I want to comment what's happening in their life, because then maybe my stuff's going to show up on their feed, or maybe then they'll be like, hey, I haven't heard from Amy in a while. I'm going to go over to her wall and see what's going on with her and Rick.
She's really nice. She comments on my stuff.
Right.
Like my
Good. So you purposefully go through and find the people in your friends list you haven't seen in your feed in a while and go like something.
Oh yeah. I try to find at least 3 to 5 a day. And I go after, and I'm just commenting. I'm liking. I'm not sharing Plexus. I'm not, sending them any Plexus message, because again, it's all about building that relationship with network marketing. But it's just building, and you would not believe how many times people then message you and go, hey, now I'm serious. This happened just last week, and I've been doing Plexus for 2 years now. Some of those people will come to me and say, hey, I just saw something about Plexus. What is that? What's it all about? And I'm like,
it's good. That's a great tip.
Clearly you've been under a rock for the last 2 years, because I know I share Plexus a lot. But that's what happens. We fall off each other's feeds if we're not active with each other. So,
Amy, when you started doing Plexus, I think I know your original motivation for doing it, but what was your why? Go ahead and tell me what your why was, and has it changed during your path?
Oh, yeah. My why originally was I wanted to lose weight, lots of baby weight, plus some weight. And I wanted to get healthy and be around for my family. And also, it's this guy here. He was part of the reason that I wanted to join Plexus, because I wanted to do something that was quick and easy, because often men, they don't follow a regimen or a program or anything like that. So I thought, well, surely he'll drink one pink drink a day. I mean, it's a packet. He can tuck it in his pocket. He can take it to work. And he had actually just been diagnosed pre-diabetic, stroke level cholesterol, stroke level blood pressure, neither one of us were in good health for the future of our kids. So that was really my why, was to get us both healthy, to be able to lose weight and be around longer for our kids. Of course, over the length of time, my why has changed dramatically, numerous times. I've lost 50 pounds. You've lost 15. And by the way, no longer pre-diabetic, and his cholesterol and blood pressure numbers are looking amazing. So,
thanks. You look amazing. I feel better.
Feels better. He's not as grumpy. Am I nicer to live with?
Yes.
Good answer. Good answer.
Why are all these questions coming?
I'm trying to make you participate.
Oh,
okay.
You know the story about my car?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
The car is next. So the why now is really, I just want to focus on making each day better than the last. And that's encompassing so many things for us. For us, it's our health. It's with helping others, maintain their health or improve their health, improve their financial situation. But also the biggest part of our why is to improve the future for all individuals with disabilities. We've been really huge advocates for individuals with disabilities ever since Kayla was born. And we were really on the forefront of helping pass the ABLE Act, which allows individuals with disabilities to save money. They didn't used to be able to have more than $2,000 in their name, or they would lose their medical benefits. And now they can have up to $100,000 in an account. So,
wow.
So we've been doing stuff like that. And before Plexus, traveling to DC and all that, it was costly. And we were, when I tell you we were broke, we were broke. He was driving a 2000 Buick LeSabre with 200,000 miles.
Yeah.
Duct tape windows.
Yeah.
Classy.
Screwdrivers in the windows to keep the window up, just so we didn't have to have another car payment. Seriously.
Little kid.
Yeah, because our priorities were elsewhere. Our priorities were in, making a better life for our kids. And so he drove around Big Blue for a couple of years.
Big Blue. Yeah. Yeah, he couldn't go to the drive-thru. Get out
Hey, that was a diet plan if you think about it.
Yeah. Maybe you need to go back to Big Blue.
Right? Maybe we need to
go. That's good.
No, but so being, with Plexus, I got my Lexus, and then I handed him down my Ford Edge, which was an upgrade.
Yes.
Now he's bothering me because I still haven't gotten the Diamond Lexus, just because we haven't had time to go looking. And he's like, so do you think we're going to go this week? And I'm like, what'd you tell me? He just told me last week, because he's really trying to get me to get the car. He's like, people are going to think you're an illegitimate diamond.
Time to go get the car.
You really need to go get the car. He just wants the other Lexus.
Let me see the car.
Such first world Plexus problems we have.
Wow.
I know, right?
But what a great story, and what a great why that it's about legacy building. And who would have thought? And that's the thing that I think for all of us, you don't know what's behind door number 3 with Plexus, right?
Right.
But for more and more, every time I hear somebody's story like yours, there's big, big things behind this little pink drink and this opportunity. And what amazing, amazing people you guys are. And we just really appreciate you sharing and inspiring tonight and motivating.
I have a couple more questions.
I know, it feels like Mr.
up.
Interviewer. He's like hitting me with his knee. Like,
yeah, like,
like you're not wrapping up. We're okay with that.
Wrapping up going on right now. So more questions.
Okay, here we
Because
go.
inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, inquiring minds. Go.
I'm ready.
How many personally sponsored ambassadors do you think you've gotten from day one to this point?
That's a great question. I have personally sponsored approximately 60 ambassadors.
Okay, great.
I have currently active, I have 27 that just active. And then I would say I probably have 12 working the business, 5 really working the business, that are jewels or close to jewels. And, the other 7 are working a solid business. So, it really does not take a lot. And I'll tell you this too, because so many people have said to me, well, gosh, Amy, you have such a huge network with, the Down syndrome world. And, you were in a sorority in college and you had such a big network coming into this. I will tell you, how many close friends do I have in Plexus?
The toughest ones.
I don't.
Right? The ones that don't get.
Just Rick.
Rick is the only one I've been able to convince. Like, seriously. I mean, and that took until I got to Diamond.
But I asked that question.
Like, hey, I think there might be something in this pink drink.
I asked that question because I think the perception is, especially with people who haven't reached a jewel status, oh my gosh, it's thousands of ambassadors. They're so successful. But on average, it's around 60 personally sponsored, 60 to 100. Jen brought on almost 74, I think, between the two of us. Was it 74?
I think so. I don't remember.
And around the same number are active right now, around 27 personally sponsored. So it's this magic sauce. If you can get 50 to 100 personally sponsored ambassadors, your odds are better than good that you're going to get to the jewel level. But
Absolutely.
so many people stop before they get to that point.
No, I think that's huge. And I think for me, it's all about being intentional in what you do every day. I think it's really easy to take the easy way out, to go to the self-checkout at the grocery store, or to, not be intentional in what you're doing at the grocery store. But let me tell you, if you can just strike up a conversation with someone either in the aisle or that's waiting behind you or in front of you, about anything, I guarantee you Plexus can come up very easily, and then they're going to be like, well, what's Plexus? I mean, especially if you're wearing a Plexus shirt, which I try to do when I go grocery shopping, just because I know I'm going to talk to somebody about Plexus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy, even, down the regular grocery aisle, just to be like, oh, I love that. I cook that, a couple times a month for my kids, or, whatever it may be, and just spark up a conversation, and then it could take off from there. So, I mean, honestly, I don't have that many personal friends before Plexus. That's sad.
We're right there with you. We're right there with you. All right, so last question for me. What was your biggest fail, either recruiting an ambassador or your biggest fail moment in Plexus thus far?
Oh, gosh, there's too many to count. Biggest fail, I would say, was really when I was taking off and just kind of going with this, not educating myself on network marketing, not doing personal growth and development. I mean, I read GoPro from the beginning because somebody told me to, which was great. But I think that was the only book I read until I think I hit Emerald, or maybe a little bit after Emerald. And, I woke up and I thought, oh gosh, I have this team of however many, and I haven't led them. I have literally just been following someone else, which was working. But I haven't truly been a leader to my team. And I think with that comes several things. For me, I almost was not present with my team, and I was almost kind of like faking it. I wasn't being authentic because I didn't know what I was doing. And so I didn't come across as genuine to my team. Like, I've actually even had one of my sapphires say to me, when I first met you, I didn't like you. I was like, oh my gosh, really? She was like, no, I really didn't like you. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But, you know, I think that when we're trying to follow somebody else and we don't truly know what we're doing or what this Plexus thing is all about, we're not authentic and genuine to ourselves. And so I think finding your way early on before you have a team and kind of getting to know what the products are. I don't even think I knew that other Plexus products existed outside of Slim and Accelerator for like 2 or 3 months. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. But that's a true story. So really just trying to educate yourself and, you know, be genuine the entire time and your authenticity will, just be transparent with your team. I think I was just trying to pretend like I knew what I was doing and I did not know what I was doing.
Yeah. No, we knew you didn't know from the moment.
Yeah, I know. Everybody knows I didn't know.
Kidding. Well, I don't want to end on a negative question, so I'll end on a positive question.
You should tell them before you ask that. You should.
Yeah.
How long it took Amy to sign up?
Oh, great! Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And from someone asking her. So if you guys are looking to sign a Diamond, this is the story. Go.
Yeah, I mean, Candy Paige Mernan is a Diamond Ambassador, and I met her at Disney. You know,
Of course.
yeah, and you know, really random story. We didn't exchange information. She ended up reading a book from a blogger, and it had Kayla's picture in it with mine, and then she ended up stalking and finding me. Anyway, that was before Plexus, and we became Facebook friends. Kind of crazy story,
idea
right?
who each other were. Right?
Yeah.
No
We just had met each other in Disney, and we remembered that connection. But I saw her posting, and anybody that knows Candy knows she weighs like 75 pounds soaking wet. And so when she puts me in this weight loss group, at first I'm like, I know she didn't call me fat. Right. So then I'm watching because I'm like, was this serious? You know, and then I'm checking it out. I'm looking at all the people that are posting in her group because she had like a customer group where she would put testimonials, and I'm like, oh, that is legitimately her friend. Okay, let me look at their Facebook page. Okay, now let me research. I researched for 3 long months before I finally said, all right, I'll try it, you know, get me a trial. And she sent me a trial. And then when I was ready to purchase, she said, you know, I think that if you and Rick are going to do this, you're going to save some money becoming an ambassador. I'm like, oh, I'm not selling anything. I have a reputation at stake.
Blue Bomber. I mean, you have a good reputation with the Blue Bomber.
Yeah. So, I mean, literally, it took 3 or 4 months for me to really even just give her any attention. And let me tell you this, too. She probably reached out to me twice a week for 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was not the kind of, you know, I didn't feel the pressure. It was just kind of like, hey, girl. I was breastfeeding Logan at the time, too. That was one of my excuses. Well, I'm breastfeeding, and I don't think it's safe, even though everything she sent me said it was safe. You know, hey, girl, you done breastfeeding yet? You know, isn't he getting to be too old? You know, and it was just like, you know, cute little like friendship banner back and forth. And so finally I was like, okay, I give. All right, send it to me. I'll try it. So
this is history.
3 months.
Wow.
Imagine if I had those 3 months back.
You get double diamonds. I mean, that's
Yeah, absolutely. Triple. Celeste who?
I don't really.
Awesome. So I want to open it up. I know we got quite a few people on. Is there anyone that has a really good question for Amy or Rick, or Amy and Rick, before we wrap them?
Give him the tough questions.
Katie Wheeler.
Katie? All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm just curious. After you read GoPro, what do you think was the most helpful book that you read for network marketing, or the books or tapes, or what do you think was the most helpful?
Okay, I would say the next most helpful is 4 Colors of Network Marketing Personalities by Big Al. I think that really changed how I approach people. Being the blue personality that I am, I realized that if I'm telling everybody that it's a party and we're going to have fun, that I am turning off all of those yellow personalities that just want to save the world. You know, they want to help people. And my blue personality is a little bit overwhelming. Or like when I bought my Louis Vuitton, I probably turned off all those yellows. So it's really all about strategically posting now, to where if I'm going to post that I got a Louis Vuitton, you best believe that my next post is going to be about how we were able to start a nonprofit thanks to Plexus, because that's going to attract my yellows. So, you know, we know there are so many things that Plexus has done for all of us, and we can cover all of the colors, but that was probably the next most impactful book, I would say, for me. And it's a quick read. For any of you that are like, I do not like to read, that was me. I hadn't read a book since college. The only thing I had probably picked up was an Us Weekly. I'm really not kidding. I'm being serious.
This feels kind of junk, but
right.
Well, I'm getting a pedicure. Yeah,
I gotta keep up with the Kardashians, you know? But seriously, I hadn't read a book since college. And so when I realized that I really needed to get serious with my business and I needed to learn, I had to start picking up some books. So that one, I would say, Rocking Your Network Marketing Business. I just started a new one. Oh, where is it? What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. That one's a good one so far. And Sonia Dudley said it was good. So that's
yes, I saw that with her on the plane.
There we go.
Yes.
Good.
And I would say, what's the other one? Making the First Circle Work. Is that what it's called? And it's all about like making the first circle work. So it's all about the power of 3. And it's all about making the first circle work. I think that's what it's called. I'll circle back around with you guys if that's not it. But it's all about basically focusing on you and not placing all of the focus on your team, because it becomes very easy to say, well, I signed 15 people and let them do some work, you know. But it's all about, if you continue doing the work, if you continue showing them how, they're going to really expand their business. So that was a really good one too.
Good. It's good. Great question, Katie.
Yeah, great question.
Anybody else?
What advice do you have to get your ambassadors going? I mean, you know, they sign up saying, yeah, they want to build it, but what's the first step you take to actually get them to, you know what I mean, to get the drive to want to do it?
That's a great question. And you know, what I tell my team is what we sell, you can basically get at Walmart. Not as good, right? But we all know health and wellness products are available at Walmart or GNC. You know, they're available everywhere, and it's a huge business. But what is the difference that we have to offer them? And that is personal relationship, and that is customer service. And so from the very beginning, when that person sends me a message saying, hey, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to join your team. I am the one driving that excitement, and I am the one, I think they can hear me screaming through the emails. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, and I mean, I really am typing out like, eek, you know, or squeal, you know, they're probably like, oh gosh. But they are reading my excitement, or at least I hope they are, and they're not thinking I'm totally crazy, but maybe they think I'm crazy. But I am just authentic with who I am. And so I just really put out there how excited I am. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you decided to take this journey. I know that you're going to love it. I know, see, I'm instilling all that in them before they ever even get the package. I know you're going to be successful with this. I know you're going to be happy. I know that you're going to feel healthier, and you're going to share it with your friends. And then what I do is I immediately say, I want you to post a picture with your package as soon as you get it. Like, I want to see it, you know, post it on Facebook and put it out there and say to your friends, hey, I have a new journey that I'm starting. Who wants to join me? You know, and the friends don't even have to know what it is yet, what's inside that package. And then, of course, the first pink drink, I want them putting that out there too. Like, hey, I'm on my journey to health and wellness. I'm so excited. Who wants to join me? Who wants to help hold me accountable? Who wants help being held accountable? And so, again, it's all about driving that personal relationship home with the people and following up. You know, I'm all about following up once a week. I try, you know, there's that balance. You know, you don't want to micromanage people, because a lot of us get into this because we didn't want a business, right? But you also want to make them feel like there's someone there that if they need, you know, questions answered or they need support, that you're there. And so I'm constantly checking in, probably after that point about once a week, but I'm always letting them know, hey, I'm here. You know, our ambassador group page is a great place to ask questions if I'm not readily available. But that's what I do. I really drive the crazy excitement with my craziness.
Love it. Energy and enthusiasm go a long way, and that's important.
You learned a lot about personalities too through that colors. And
Yeah.
some of our ambassadors were telling you stay away,
Yeah.
and others were like more.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing to learn too.
Yeah, and you do, for some of the ambassadors that join your team, especially if they're ones that you don't know that well, which has been probably 90% of my team at least, you find out their personality very quickly, And in fact, one of my closest friends who joined, who was my sorority sister and my roommate for 3 years, she's one of the ones who just wants to kind of do her own thing, and she's happy just, trudging along, and, as long as I'm checking in on her, she's happy, so it really just depends on the person's personality, but she's probably like a yellow-green, I would say. So
read the book.
Read the book. Yeah. Chartreuse. I'm just more of a chartreuse.
Are you?
Erica, do you have a question?
Maybe a rainbow.
Tan Man.
Tanny has a question.
Yeah, I just was wondering if you could tell us your DMO.
Yeah. So my DMO every day consists of 531. So every day I'm going to be reaching out to 5 people, again, going back to that Facebook list and looking through it. Or if I'm out at the mall or I'm out grocery shopping, that's on there. The 3 is following up with 3 that I've already had contact with, or sending samples, things like that. And then my last one is educating or coaching or mentoring one person on my team. And I tell people all the time, if you're silver or if you don't have an ambassador, you spend that time on yourself. So that's the top of my DMO. That's the first thing I'm doing every single morning. That's before I'm getting bogged down with what's going on with the back office, or
what back office? Huh?
Back office? What? You have a back office?
No, we don't know what that is.
No, okay. But before I start pulling any reports or anything like that, that's the first thing that I do, because I know that can be income producing for me. The next thing I do is I briefly look through all of my emails or Facebook messages to see if any of my ambassadors need something urgent from me that if it's not taken care of this morning, then, we could have issues later on today. And then the next thing I do from that is I am going into my group page, my ambassador group page, and I'm checking for the same thing. Are there any, major issues that people are having that they didn't reach out to me, but maybe they're my level 15 and they don't have a connection with me that I can help them with that. From there, I am then usually doing some personal growth and development, or doing some YouTube videos or Zoom call preps. I do a lot of coaching and accountability groups. So I have one going right now. So that's usually something that I'm working on is either reading the assignments that people are doing, or watching the videos that people are sending me and giving feedback on that. And so that's one thing that I would suggest if you don't have a big team yet, but you do have a couple people, is to challenge each other to make videos. Make a why video, make an elevator speech video, and send it to each other for criticism and critique and help, because let me tell you, it's going to feel really awkward putting that video out there to your friend or to your teammate. But it's going to feel even more awkward if you're at the grocery store with your Plexus shirt and they're like, "What's Plexus?" And you're like, "Well, it's, so it should be a speech that you can give people, just regurgitate it every single time. And so making the video, I think, makes it a lot easier to share that with people. So those are some of the top things on my DMO. Then the last thing I do at night before I go to bed is I do scroll Facebook, and I do actually comment on people's things, and I try to find more people to reach out to or follow up with.
Awesome.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, we'll wrap it up because we appreciate the time, and I know that they've got to go give Logan and Kayla big cuddles. And
Slate there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
They are sleeping.
They're out.
It's party time.
So they're going to the hot tub. I would say we really appreciate Amy and Rick because when we left DC at 5 o'clock, we had a 5 a.m. flight. They offered to let us come to the room at 2 a.m. to party and just party through it and stay awake. So we appreciate that in them, that they were thinking about us.
Yeah.
So
We tried.
we tried.
It's one Texas.
Thank you so much for
Yes,
joining.
Thank you. I don't know. Phil seemed to be the talker tonight. He was leading our coaching group before this call with you guys, and so he's in bossy britches mode. But we really do appreciate you guys. We thank our team for those of you who attended tonight. Connect and glean from the information that was given to you. The thing that I love about so much of what Amy shared is that there are things that you've heard, but maybe you haven't heard them exactly this way. And sometimes it takes hearing something on the 4th, 5th, 10th time and something clicks. So I hope and pray and believe that something clicked for all of you. And I just really appreciate you guys sowing the seed into our team.
Thank you for sharing the time. We really appreciate it.
For sure.
So with that, have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
And go Plexus. Thank you all. Thanks,
Good night,
Kosmalskis.
guys. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.